Are we? Hey, we're. I think we're live.
I don't see
We're live. Go ahead, Renee.
it. Sorry, guys, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to move forward anyway. Good evening and welcome to season 4, episode 1 of Conversations with Grandma Polly. We're so glad to have you guys here with us today. I hope you guys had a great holiday. And now that we're in the new year, did you know every new year, millions of people make resolutions to eat better, exercise, and make a healthier lifestyle for themselves? This evening, we will be talking with Dr. Mary Goodwin and Mr. David Rogers, creator of Medicesory App, which records your family health history. They're gonna elaborate on that a little bit more, but I want you to put a pin right there, and we'll be right back. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. Um, it's awesome to be back. We have a wonderful lineup, not only for the day, but for the season. And um, we're going to jump right into it. I want you to stay tuned with us. Don't leave because we have a few giveaways. We also want you to share this podcast. And when you're done, type the word Grandma Polly. This lets us know you shared it. And without further delay, we're asking you guys to allow us to introduce you all to Dr. Mary Goodwin.
Tonight's guest is Dr. Mary Goodwin, resident of Douglasville, Georgia, and the owner and director of Best Health Careers Institute, as well as a host of an online talk show called The Chit Chat Chat Room. Dr. Goodwin owns and operates an allied health school which offers entry-level short-term training programs. And as we mentioned, she hosts an online talk show that she created to encourage and inspire, providing motivational stories, personal development, and health tips. To find out more about Dr. Goodwin, visit her websites www.besshcinstitute.com. That's BESSHC for healthcare, institute.com, and also follow her on Facebook at Best Health Careers. Finally, check out her chat room, thechitchatchatroom.com, to find out more about all of the great things that they're discussing with Dr. Goodwin. So without further ado, Conversations with Grandma Polly friends and followers, let's give a warm welcome to our very special guest, Dr. Mary Goodwin.
Yes, welcome, Dr. Mary Goodwin. It is such a pleasure to have you here this evening as we discuss this important topic, the importance of knowing your family's medical history. And with you being a doctor, I know there are times you see people that come into your office and they can only give a little bit of information. And I did some research before we started the show, and I think they told me we should go back at least 3 or 4 generations in order to have an accurate, account of that. So could you elaborate on that a little bit for us?
Is she?
I we can't. Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yes. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a privilege to be here. I love to educate and talk about health. And so, yes, the topic today, knowing about your family's health history, is very important because I know we all have heard the saying that you can change your friends, but you can't change your family, right? So, in the same way, you can't change your family health history, but you can change your unhealthy habits, like you spoke about. You can, be more active, more, exercise. So, knowing your family health history is important. First of all, it can motivate you to take steps to lower your risk. There are certain diseases that has a genetic component that runs in families. A few of those are diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, certain cancers such as breast cancer, colon cancer, and also stroke. Those are the main ones that I can think of that run in families. So it's very important to know that so that you know what to do to avoid that. So I have a little story about knowing my family's health history, right? So
Okay.
I was diagnosed in 2012 with lupus. And so when I went to the doctor to get the results of my lab, before she actually told me what the results were, she asked me, she said, "Do you know what lupus is?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know it's a condition, a chronic condition, and no cure for it." And she says, "Well, does anyone in your family have lupus?" I immediately thought about my immediate family, like my mother, my father, my sister, my brothers. And I'm like, no, nobody in my family has lupus. And she says, well, does anyone in your family have another autoimmune condition like rheumatoid arthritis, MS? I said, no, no one has that. She said, well, according to your lab results, you have lupus. And I'm like, nobody in my family has lupus. I always thought that that's something that ran in families. So I went home, I called my mom, I said, Mama, I got my results from the doctor today, and they said I have lupus. Nobody else in the family has lupus. And she reminded me that I had a cousin who unfortunately had passed away, but I was younger when she had lupus and I didn't really remember anything about that. But she reminded me that it does run in the family. So it doesn't always have to run in your immediate family. Like you said, it goes back generations. So knowing what's in your family, health history, is important. And I know we all go to the doctor and we're filling out all these papers, the long questionnaires, the registration intake papers. And it's
Yeah.
annoying. It's annoying to answer all these questions, but actually, that is a tool for physicians to help in diagnosing you, knowing what tests to order for you, because by giving your family health history, it helps them to know what to focus on more. Like I said, the lab tests to order. So although it's annoying, there is a purpose for answering all those questions. So um, that's just a little bit about my story about not knowing. And I'm excited about the other guests you have here because that's a great tool. If I had something like that at that time, then I would have known. So yeah. And another thing I wanted to add was that um, having a family health history of a certain disease doesn't really mean that you're going to, get that. But what it does mean is that you are at a higher risk than maybe someone that doesn't have it in their family. So it's best to exercise and to, especially with the conditions like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, stroke, it's best to exercise, eat well, stop smoking. All of those can lower that risk because, like I said, you can change your friends, but you cannot change your family, and that health history is for forever. Um,
And you're right. And you were able to go back to your mom, and your mom was able to remember that there was someone in the family that had
yes,
to deal with those same issues.
yes,
Now, I was sitting thinking, because so many of our family trees in our backgrounds. How would, say, like today we have a lot of blended families.
Mm,
We have families who are blended. We have families who don't really know one side of the family, but per
right.
se know a lot about the side that they're with all the time. And with that, they may have a blended mom, a bonus mom or a bonus dad.
Right.
One thing people need to understand with that too, this may be the person that you're living in the house with, or it may be someone that you grew up with and you're grown now when you moved on. When it comes down to that family health history, if that person is a bonus to you,
Mm-hmm.
you can't include that person's health history into your own because you're not carrying their gene.
Their genes. Right. Yes. Yes.
So, what would you, I mean, how would you explain that to people? Because you have some people from babies that grow up with a bonus parent and they don't know, but then now they're trying to trace their biological family's health history. Is there a way to do that?
Um, really, what I would recommend or what I would say is just having conversations at family gatherings. Um, Actually, at my last family reunion, we had a family reunion, and we had a segment in our family union. You know, we have the talent shows and the dance contests. We have all these
That's
activities,
what's
but we
up.
yes, but we had a segment in our family reunion, a healthcare segment. And so I
Great.
think that that would be the perfect place to talk about, you know, your family health history. And what we did there, and like I said, I would recommend doing this at a family union or some type of family gathering. Just speaking, what we did was we spoke about the conditions that were prevalent in our family, and we took blood pressures, we took blood sugars, and we explained the importance of you know, keeping up with that stuff, going to doctor's appointments regularly. And but it gave us a chance to talk about, and they were younger, you know, the younger generation is there, so they got to hear about what's in the family. People are not always forthcoming talking about health, but I do believe that at a an event like a family reunion, if we say that we're going
Mm-hmm.
to talk about this, if this is on the agenda, I think that family members would be more willing and open to share. You know, letting them know that we need to know our family. We need to know what's in the blood. So that's what I would say at a family gathering. Just bring the topic up. I'm sure everyone has someone in their family that's in healthcare or that knows something about healthcare. So let them be a healthcare advocate for the family. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. I get it. And that was I never heard of that before. Having a health fair at a family reunion, you guys. Listen, it's not just about meeting this person and saying, "Oh, that's my cousin," and trying to figure out how we're related.
Right.
Dr. Goodwin, y'all started something else because that's another great way to get to know some other than just the relationship part or how
Right.
we're related to each other. It's
Hmm.
really getting to know the family.
The family and the health of our family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. And I'm gonna just let you share what you want to share about the importance of this because I'm gonna ask you a question though. I hear you talk about that exercising. I am starting to eat healthy every January. I make this commitment, but I do stick with it because I
Okay.
have to do
Okay.
it 1 month at a time. Every year in January, I stop eating meat. I go into nothing but fruits, vegetable, water, and tea. Now, no, I
Mm.
can't live like that for, I got to take it a little bit at a time. 1 month out the year is what I've been doing. But because I have problems with my sciatic
Mm.
nerves, and it's not just on one side, it's down both sides.
Wow.
I find it very difficult, very hard. I can't walk long distances. I can go like from the house to the car, and then I have to sit down because the nerves start to sting and the legs start to get numb and stuff like that. And it's very difficult. And sometimes I think because I used to be a walker
Mm.
for exercise and all those different things. So now I feel like I can't exercise because everything is painful.
Mm.
What would you say to somebody like that?
So you're not able to do anything like
I went
exercise?
to physical therapy and, that didn't help much. They showed me some, little things to do, the stretching and the bending a little bit and different stuff like that. And then that becomes painful and
Oh,
I won't
well,
push through it.
yeah, not pushing through the pain. Well, and pushing through the pain is not always a good thing because
Right.
you know, you know. So I always recommend just taking baby steps. I mean, does like when you're exercising or whatever, is it immediate pain or is it after a certain amount of time that you feel pain or
I could go 5 or 6 minutes by, lifting the ball with my legs or pulling my legs with the rubber band or, different stuff like that, doing the stretches. And then
okay.
after that, I start to feel the numbness because it starts at my tailbone. So it goes down both sides.
Oh wow. Well, again, I would say, I mean, 5, 10 minutes, that's doing something, that's working toward it. So
Okay.
I would say if you can just do 5 minutes, do 5 minutes. Sometimes I go to the gym and I'm only on the treadmill 10 minutes and I leave. But that
Okay.
time, that time you're getting those muscles moving. So I would say baby steps. You can do 5 minutes today. Once you loosen yourself up, maybe tomorrow, next week, you can do 10 or 15. But as long as you can move and do something. And you talked about your diet too. Did you say you stopped eating meat? Is that what
For a
you said?
month.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay.
Every month in January, I do. Every year, January is the meat, no meats, just fruits, vegetables, water, salads, nuts,
Okay.
stuff like that. And I'm able to do it for a month. I haven't been able to go past the 31 days yet.
Okay.
I'm not quite that disciplined.
Well, that's
Um,
progress. You can do a month. That's good.
Yes, I say a month out of a year, with that cleansing or whatever. And maybe, we'll gradually go into where it stretches out a little farther. But yeah, so that was just a question I had in mind and wanted to see where that went. Because
Okay.
I know there are other people out there dealing with the same thing.
I'm dealing with the same thing, to be honest.
Hmm.
So, you know, we all have those resolutions at the beginning of the year. We try to eat healthier, exercise. So it's what we do. And as long if we can put it in our mind to say that it's something that we want to do, I think that we will work toward that. And like I say, baby steps. You did a month, maybe next time you'll be able to do a month and a half or 2 months. So just getting started is the main thing. So
And that's it. And I know you were going to say something about meat when you asked me. I said I stopped eating meat.
oh, I was just gonna say, I believe anything is okay in moderation. And you need
Right.
protein. You need protein in your diet. And people say, well, I drink protein shakes or the protein bars, but there's nothing like real protein meat. So I never say that to quit eating this thing or quit eating that, because I think in moderation, and it's necessary. We need the protein, we need the minerals, we need vitamins, but just in moderation. So I was just asking if you had completely stopped to see what how you were getting your protein.
Good. I'm good. Yeah, you know that. Like I said, the month of January, I cut the meats out, but I do a
Oh,
lot of nuts, like walnuts, pecans, almonds, different stuff like that. And that's just a 31-day thing. And then, next month I might go back to eating chitlins again.
uh, oh, not the chitlins. I'm not
But
going to
this is
condone
a,
that. No, 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 not chitlins. I could
but it's
never
a
eat chitlins.
journey,
I can never eat
really.
chitlins. I couldn't. No.
Girl, let me tell you, you don't know what you're missing, but this is a journey I've been on for the last 3 years.
Hmm.
And I take pride in knowing that I could at least cleanse my body for 31 days. But the rest
Yeah.
of the month, we ain't promising nobody. But
Yeah.
Mary, we're going to stop right here for a minute. And guys, we have a gift card that we're going to give away. And just as we did before we came to the end of season 3, I have chosen a number, and I need a number between 1 and 30. And y'all, whilst y'all doing that, the board is being monitored to see who comes up with the number first. And while y'all doing that, I'm going to take a second to thank our audience. I'm so glad y'all here, and I'm glad y'all came back. I'm
Yeah.
too excited to have y'all. I thank y'all for y'all support. And we can't forget our sponsors. I want to thank Miss Felicia, who's my manager and who's just helping me develop just so much in my growth and everything else. And Simone Enterprise and Entertainment Company, KJ Multi Solutions, Multimedia Solutions. I have to thank him because he's my brother and he produces this show. Y'all shut him out, give him some hearts. And also, last but not least, right now, T&T, your friendly real estate group. Y'all, I just have to thank them because they all make this possible. And had those numbers start coming in. Kenny, are we getting numbers out there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Still waiting for the right one to come through.
Oh, you
Jackie
still waiting on
Singleton. Jackie Singleton.
Jackie won it? Okay.
Yes.
What's the number?
19. Yep.
Yes. I put it up there. Jackie, y'all, let's congratulate Jackie. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us. One of my loyal followers and classmates. We're so happy that you came back, Jackie. Now, Mary, we're going to put another pause right here because, you talked about earlier before we came out of the green room about this Big Rig Kid book tour that we're having. And we're going to do an announcement on that. And then we're going to come back in with Mr. David. And then we're going to bring both of y'all back in together. So just hang out. And it was a pleasure having you on here, honey.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Kenny, you have that pre-recording for the tournament for the tour.
For the tour.
Yes.
No, we didn't do that. We needed
Okay.
pictures and
Well,
stuff, but
I'll
it'll
I'll tell them a little bit
a bit
about
about
it.
it. Okay.
This is the Big Great Kid book education and services tour. Right now, our tour starts next month in February. We will be in February 10th. We will be in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at the mall there, and I don't have all this information in front of me, so y'all, I'm just going to tell y'all what I can remember. And if you follow the page, you'll see the posts. We will be there that Friday on the 10th. And on the 11th, we will be at Red's on Union. We will have a group of young people there that we will be having conversations with. We will be talking about the effects of COVID on them, the effects of the riots in George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor. And it's giving these kids an outlet to talk about some of the things that had affected them during COVID. And also in March. In March, we going home. I'm coming home, guys. We will be at Plantersville Elementary on the 14th of March, Carvers Bay Junior and High School on the 15th, and Browns Ferry Elementary School on the 16th. Browns Ferry, I'm coming home. Browns Ferry was the elementary school that I was the last sixth grade class that went through there before they bumped it back to fifth grade. And that year was June 1977. So we're looking forward to this tour. If you notice, it's 10 states. If y'all want us to come to your area, reach out to us, hit us up, and let's work together. Now we're going to get back to the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Y'all, please stay tuned as reintroduce to you all Mr. David Rogers and Kenyatta Rogers, the creator of the Medicesory App. And I know this is what you all were waiting on because I'm excited about this too. Without further ado, y'all, please allow me to introduce Mr. Rogers.
Tonight's guest, David Rogers, is a resident of Huntersville, North Carolina, and the owner and operator of Medicesory, a mobile app that allows you to track and manage your family's health history. To get additional information about David and Medicesory LLC, you can follow them at www.medicesstoryllc.com. That's medicestryllc.com, and follow them on Instagram and Facebook, Medicesory LLC, and on Twitter as Medicesory. So without further ado, Conversations with Grandma, Polly, family, and friends, let's give a warm welcome to our special guest, David Rogers.
Hey, David. Hey, Mr. Rogers. How are you tonight? We are more than excited to have you here because when I heard about this app, I was like, we got to get them on so they can tell us what it is, what it's all about, because it's important that we know our family's medical history. So I just want to welcome you, and I'll be quiet and just let you just start talking and tell us what Medicesory is about. Can't hear you.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Hey, Kenyatta.
I think they muted themselves, Renee.
We can't hear y'all. We think you muted yourself.
Guesses muted themselves.
Yeah. Did you mute? No. Uh,
I think they've it's muted. It says the
okay.
guest has muted themselves. There it
Can you
is.
hear me?
There they go.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. How you doing, guys? I'm David. This is my wife, Kenyatta, and we are the owners and creators of the Medicesory App. Just to give you a little background about us, We started this journey around 2021, and it was really kind of started out of frustration. So, as the doctor stated, I went to the doctor's appointment, and I always kept getting asked, kind of what is your family history, kind of what are you susceptible to as far as from a hereditary standpoint, and I could never answer that question. So, eventually I just kind of got upset. So, and then I came home one day to Kenyatta. I said, you know what? I'm going to build an app that allows us to track and manage our family, health history. And that's how this mobile app was born. And so, what the app just allows you to do is it allows you to pretty much manage, um, track, add all of your family's health history. And it kind of goes up to two generations. And we're in the process of increasing that. But right now, you can track up to two generations of your family's health history. And what that really allows you to do is kind of find out, what's your past journey in your health tree, right? What kind of hereditary diseases are you susceptible to? What kind of things that you can kind of try to prevent by kind of being proactive in what you've had and what you've seen from your grandmother, grandfather, cousin, etc. So the app is very, very accessible, and we wanted to kind of build something where everybody could have because everybody has a phone. So why not download, an app because you're always in your phone, you're always doing things with the mobile app. So that's kind of the nutshell of how the Medicesory app was born. Three things that we really want to focus on and why we built the app really was derived from three key initiatives, right? One was really just to you want to become a better person, more healthier, exercising, things like that. The second initiative from Medicine is really just from the family dynamic, right? We want you to really get to know your family more. A lot of cultures really don't have that family atmosphere like they used to. So we said, hey, why not build something where you can have these discussions and learn more about your family, but also learn more about your health tree, right? And the third really key initiative was really something I really am passionate about and want to work hard for is really to reduce the health disparity in low tier communities, minorities. And this is what this app helps, right? You can track your information, find out kind of what you're more susceptible to, and then be proactive with your doctor. You can kind of develop a proactive plan, kind of worry about what's going on. Hey, I see high cholesterol in my family. Hey, let's kind of put an action plan together, kind of work on that. So, in a nutshell, high level, that's kind of what the medicine app does, and it kind of allows you to kind of really take back your health.
I, I am blown away. Like I said, it just blew me out of the waters when I heard that there was such an app out there. And yes, it's important that we know our family's health history. We really do need to know this because it could be something eventually that could really make a difference in our own lives. And when you say this now, I hear you talk about the app, but in order for me, let's say per se, give you an example. It's my husband and it's myself. And we decided to download this app. And he downloads it on his phone and I download it on my phone. Now my children will have access to both of those. But when it comes down to his side of the family, and then it comes down to my side of the family, is all of this combined or does everybody have their own app and it just depends on who's in that group that gets the information of the other person's health?
Right. So one of the key features about the app is that you're able to really share this information. So,
Mm.
for an example, say, you know, I'm adding my family tree. I have my mom, my aunts, and so forth. Well, say for example, my cousin is not on the app, or my wife is not on there. She has her own separate account. I can actually go find her and share all of my family tree with her, right? So I have to give her permission to say, hey, you have my permission to kind of see my family health tree, and I can transfer it over to you. Similar to your child, right? You want your children to know this information as well. They can create an account. I can find them and just say, hey, I'm going to share this information with you. So when I'm long and gone, you guys know our family's health history. So you're able to share and transfer data from one another. And again, this is all, HIPAA compliant. So, you have to get permission to, share this information, but you can share it with anybody. You can find anybody who has an account on the app.
Okay. But in other words, someone just can't go into it. You would have to actually share that information. Because we as a society, we get nervous. I don't want to order
Yes.
things offline. I don't want to use my card online. So you're talking about that app. That is something that is private until you agree to share it with someone else.
Right. You have to, any person who wants to share their information with whoever, they have to get permission. And we want to take privacy and security seriously. But we want, your family members to kind of know what's going on. So
Okay, I like that idea and I like those thoughts. Do anyone out there have any questions before we move forward? Please type it in the comment area and we'll be glad to answer those questions for you. But like I said, this is amazing. If they wanted this app, David, how would they get it? How do they get access to your app? Is there a cost? Is it free? Elaborate on that a little bit.
So the app is available in both the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. It's free to download. And how it works is once you download, you can enter in your information and you can enter in one family member. So your mom or dad or whoever you choose. Each other family member comes at maybe 99 cents if you have, certain packages. So the highest cost is about $9.99. So you can have unlimited access and unlimited family members. So it is free to download. You get a free extra family member, but after that, it's a 99-cent cost and so forth to add each additional family member. My suggestion would just purchase the premium package and you get unlimited family members.
And that 9.99, is that a one-time fee or is that a monthly fee?
That is a monthly fee.
Okay.
And we have lower tier packages as well. So 299 and so forth. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to make it very low cost because a lot of times people in low income communities can't afford it, but they want to take advantage of certain things. So we try to make it just as reasonable as possible. I think there's a plan that's $9.99. So just go out there and take a look and just kind of figure out what's best for you. But the most important thing is get it for yourself first. You need to get healthy for yourself first, and then you can add on the different layers of family members.
Okay, so yeah, this is amazing. This is totally amazing. And David, we're gonna pause for a second because we're gonna bring you and Dr. Goodwin back in. But again, guys, actually, Mr. David is giving away a shirt tonight too. In order to win this shirt, I want y'all to listen because we're not going to take one part of the answer. You got to put the whole thing in there, the entire thing. You're going to type hashtag G my Polly, and we have the numbers between 31 and 60. It has to say hashtag G my Polly and whatever number you chose. And while we're waiting on that to happen, um, Dr. Goodwin, I know you have some questions for David because you was excited about this app even when I told you. So
Yeah.
while we're waiting on them, I'm gonna, open the floor to the two of you guys and just let y'all have the conversation.
Okay. Well, I just want to say this is phenomenal. I mean, I've never heard of such a thing, and it's something that's really necessary. Now, I wondered, what about doctors, like offices? Have you introduced this to them? Like, if I got the app, am I able to share it with my doctor, or would someone be able to share? Is it the same way, like sharing with anyone?
Right. So no. So again, this is a different functionality. See, what happens is what you can do is once you have your family tree, set up, or just you, there's actually a share function, and you can either email it to your doctor or print it out and give it to your doctor. So they have it where they can say, "Oh, okay, I see your mom, grandma, whatever, they had breast cancer. Hey, let's go ahead and take an active approach and start checking you, periodically or more." And another thing is if you download the app, you automatically get free screening alerts. So meaning after every year, your phone will tell you, go get your annual physical every year. If someone
Wow.
in your history has eye problems, you'll get a screening alert that says, hey, you need to go get your eyes checked because this runs in your family. So just different things like that allows you to
My.
kind of share and kind of try to make it easy as possible for you.
Okay. Phenomenal. Oh wow.
I
Okay.
told you it's amazing. I love it. It really
Yeah.
is amazing. I truly love it. One second. Anybody put any numbers out there? Yet?
Excuse me, Grandma Father. We do have a question. Um,
Okay.
People are saying because there is a lot of secrecy and mistrust in medicine, could you give a suggestion on how to start a conversation for that?
Who
Is
did
that
I asking
for
that
me?
question to?
Yeah, I'm assuming
To
it's about
David
the
or
app.
Mary? Dr. Goodwin, or about
Yeah,
the app?
yeah.
But I think both of them should take a shot at that because with her being a doctor and we're talking about secrecy, let both of them give their opinion on that.
Okay.
Did
Well,
you did you get the question, Mary?
yes, yes. Well, I'm gonna just go back. I kind of touched on this before, but I'll go back to at a family gathering, and I know people are secretive. A lot of people, they don't want you to know what's going on, but I think at a family gathering, like a family union, if I knew about this app at that time, I would have introduced this to my family because it will, allow us and enable us to keep track of our health. I mean, we talked about it. So I think just having a conversation at a family gathering, opening it up about, we want our families to be healthy, and we need to know the conditions that run in our families. So,
I hear you because I had that same thing asked to me by a young person when it came down to the family. But I think what they're asking is with the distrust of doctors and being able to share your not just the app, going to the doctor and you having to fill out this form and put in all this information about your family history. With the
okay.
history that African Americans have had with doctors, a lot of people are still stuck with the what is it? The test that they ran on people back
Syphilis,
during the day. Yeah, and a
experiments.
lot of people were so skeptical about not taking the COVID shot. And I think that's where that question is coming from.
Okay. Well, in all honesty, if you are agreeing to be seen by a doctor, they have to know, what's they have to know. So if you're not willing to disclose your health history, they can't really help you. So I think you have to be you have to trust. Either you trust them or you don't go to the doctor. I That's
No,
that's
that's a
that's my
that's a
thought.
very good point. Very good point. I think we have to we have to stop all this, I feel, secrecy when it comes to health and family, right? Let's have some big grown up conversations. Hey, grandma, look, I want you to be healthy. I want my kids to be healthy. What did Aunt TT, pass away from? So I'll know. So I need to know if
Right.
I need to get checked, my kids, right? And so I think us, certain cultures, we have to get away from secrecy and more open communication and have those dialogues because we can't move forward and we keep having these racial disparities because we won't go to the doctor because we're scared or we don't
Yeah.
know. No, let's get
Yeah.
out of that, right? That's why, again, as the doctor stated, let's have these open communication at family events. Let's have these open dialogues with your cousins while y'all out, having fun, in that way that can help, ease the health burden on a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And I like both of those. That is so cool right there because my thing is, when I hear just to rehash a little bit, people, I ain't taking the COVID shot. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what they're gonna do to me. But then you end up getting sick and end up in the hospital, and you still
Right.
don't know what they're doing to you. But you're in a worse shape than if you had just went out and took advantage of what was available to you.
Got
So
another
I could
question.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to remind people too that they have to share it on their page before adding the hash mark. They have to do both things, the Gmod poly, and also
No,
for
okay.
David. The
Yes.
question is, would you recommend setting up the app like a family tree?
So what do you mean as far as like the design of it?
Yeah, I think they're talking about the design of it.
So right, once you log in and you create an account, it's actually in a family tree design,
Oh, okay.
right? It has different family pictures and it's kind of set up like that. There's no lines indicating like, uh what goes to who, but like for an example, your mom's side is going to be on one side of the screen and your dad's side is on one side of the screen. So you can kind of tell how the tree kind of flourishes and goes up.
Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
that
So you have to
is
download the app
great.
to see it. So
I'm gonna download that tonight. I think that's awesome, man.
Yes,
That's
I am
yeah.
too. Hmm.
Yes, I really encourage everyone out there to do that, and I'm just so David. I know you in North Carolina and Mary, you here in Georgia, but as we get this tour started and when the tour winds down, we're ending in Georgia, and it's not just books. We have areas where we will be working in workshops and different stuff like that. So Mary, you already a part of BizNet. And David, if you're not there yet, I'm going to encourage you to join because as it gets bigger and we start doing these workshops, you guys have definitely got to be a part of it
To get the word out.
because it's just so awesome. In what we just talked about here this evening. And I think, okay, I need y'all to understand in order to get this t shirt, put the word just do hashtag GMOPoly and whatever number you think it is between 31 and 60. No one has done that yet. Kenny, no one that
Yeah.
did that yet.
They have um yeah. Well, is it Victoria Rogers? I'm not understanding. Promo booted. Okay. I'm still waiting.
Okay, because we've been to run out of time. Okay, somebody
I
put
want to say
hashtag
Vic,
GMOMPoly8. That's
Victoria
not
Rod.
close. Is the number is what 31 through 60. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. You had forgot to tell him the number part between what the numbers were
Okay.
between.
Okay, I
That's
see
why.
33, but the number is lower. I see 19, the number is higher. I see 15, the number is higher. And Jackie Singleton, you won one time tonight, baby girl. Love you. Um, Phyllis say 7. Nope. Y'all come on, let's keep it going. Is lower than 43, is higher than 15, higher than 25, lower than 55. And somebody just put Grandma Polly. I need a number. They funny. Come on, guys, keep typing, keep typing. Mary, I'm gonna let y'all keep talking because they talk. Nah, not 30 through 23, no 7, no 15. The number from 31 to 60. Now 7 is way below 31. Y'all funny. Mary, this is the part I have fun because they just be typing. 31 to 60. Okay, we're gonna bring it down some. It's between 31 and 50. Yeah, Phyllis, you shared it. Now come on, put Grandma Polly and some numbers in there. And she said, yes, that's what I meant. Y'all come on, let's have some fun. 56, 55. Y'all 50 lower than 55. Phyllis said 56 is lower than 55. We're gonna have to keep it, we're gonna have to create we're gonna have to create another app. It's higher than 31 and lower than 50. Okay, higher than 42, higher than 44. I mean, sorry, lower than 44, lower than 42. And it's not a slash, it's hashtag great G Mom Polly. It's lower than 42. Y'all come on, keep typing. Carol Brown, ain't you hear me say it's lower than 42? It's higher than 25, it's higher than 33. 55 is more than 50. It's below 55.
Maybe.
It's higher than 29. It's lower than 57. It's lower than 40, but higher than 30. I'm going to make it simple.
This is like every number.
It's
31.
higher than 30 and it's lower than 40.
Oh wow.
Now I gave y'all some answers. Come
Somebody
on.
has to get it.
Okay, it's higher than
We have
38.
a winner.
What number you said, Kenny? Huh?
Karen S. Wallace is the winner. She had
What she
39.
said?
39.
Oh, okay. So y'all made it hard. We're gonna have to create an app with
We
numbers.
we have a
Higher and lower,
winner.
higher and lower, higher and lower.
Let's give it up for her.
um, Karen Wallace, if you would take a moment and type in there that I won the T-shirt, because it makes it hard for us sometimes to try to figure out who is who, then we'll get in contact with you. Guys, I thank y'all for coming, and I'm sorry they took so long with the numbers because they wasn't understanding. It was funny though. We thank y'all, and I'm gonna open the floor for y'all closing arguments. And trust me, this won't be y'all last time on here because you guys got some information that we really need to get out here in our communities. And we're gonna start with Dr. Goodwin.
Okay, well, again, thank you for the opportunity to be here to share. I just want to say that my family is having a family reunion in June of this year, and I am going to encourage everyone And I encourage everyone out there at your family reunions, at your family gatherings, start the conversation. Introduce this app and encourage your family members to download it so that you can begin sharing and knowing your family's health history. So, with that being said, God bless. Start the conversation. This app.
Mhm.
So, with that.
And Mr. David Rogers, I just have to congratulate you and Kenyatta all over again
Yes.
because this is awesome. This is really awesome. And I'm going to open the doors for your final thoughts, please.
Yes, again, just to echo what the doctor said, please download the app. But more importantly, even if you don't download the app, know your health. Know your family's health. Figure out what you're susceptible to. Know your hereditary risk, and just get healthier. And hopefully the app can do it. But if not, you should be able to do it on your own and talk to your doctor and get healthier. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for being here. And in closing, guys, I love y'all. Y'all got to show up again next week, out there in the audience, because this is what we do. We bring you great information and we have fun when we're doing it. Next week, right now, I'm working on a segment on mental illness in our youth because that's something that is real also. And in closing, like I say again, I want to thank all of y'all for coming. The panel, you guys have been awesome. Really great. The audience, y'all make me laugh because y'all don't know how to count. But and I just want to thank my sponsors again, Simone Enterprise and Entertainment Company, Multimedia Solutions, and TNT, your special agent. I appreciate you guys. And remember to follow Conversation with Grandma Polly. That way you get the alert. When we go live on Thursday, that little bell up there, hit it and tell friends about us. And if you know anyone who wants to come on the show who are doing great things like these two people on the panel right now, we don't shy away because this is what we do. We bring issues to the spotlight, but we also bring the people to the forefront who is doing something about these issues, who's working on these things to make our community a better community. As we build the tour, if you want us to come to your city or want us to come to your state, feel free to reach out to us because we have the book signings. We're working on workshops. There are so many other things that can be added to it. You have ideas, reach out to us. And with all that being said, we're going to say peace out. Grandma Polly loves you. And y'all have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Grandma Polly and the Big Rig Kids would love to recognize and thank our sponsors for their generous support of the Big Rig Kids organization. Simone Enterprises and Entertainment Company, KJ Multimedia Solutions, and TNT, your special agents real estate team.